9 cycles have passed. When the gods deem mortals too powerful, they decree a race between their avatar and the mortals to determine their worth. In the race, the mortals are granted a chance to engage the very gods themselves. The mortals are granted a chance of survival. The mortals are granted a chance to become gods. Lose and see all mortal life removed from the Kryn, and the next cycle begins. This race is the final command of the gods to their mortal counterparts. This is their dying order.
Hey everybody, welcome to the beginning of the stream. Fuck it. It's a Sunday. And it's dying order. We're here once again.
Oh, the art over the rules. I love it.
It's so good.
I've been meaning to do this for a long time. I did it during the Guardian's Promise, where we have the art there, because otherwise it looks like this. Like, it's like the intro, like the Roll20 landing screen, which is just kind of like no one wants to see
Boring.
that. No one.
Yeah.
Instead, we can see some wonderful art by Void Smoker, which I definitely got permission from Void Smoker to put on the screen. Didn't I, Void Smoker? He's gonna sue me. It's fine. It's fine. He's a Void Smoker. They don't have any money. Void Smoker sounds like something from D&D, don't you think? It sounds like something that you're gonna have to fight at some point in the Underdark. Yep. Anyway, it looks really cool, and Void Smoker does a lot of good art and fan art of not just this show, but other shows that we do and other shows around and things and stuff. So you can follow them. Go and follow them on Twitter. They're a genuinely awesome follow, especially if you watch our shows. They do all sorts of cool stuff. It's awesome. Anyway, here we are. Sunday, Tablestory, dying order. You know what we're going to do? We're going to start with some dice rolls before we do anything. Because I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna put a little bit of a director hat on and a producer hat on today, and I'm gonna give you all, you all are gonna be asked some questions today. You know that, and to give you a fighting chance, because these are big questions, really. To give you a fighting chance, I'm gonna give you your question just a little bit before you get asked it during play. So, in order to work out the order, and by the way, these questions are random. So, to work out the question you get and the order and stuff, we're gonna roll now, and then I'm gonna work that out, and then you can chat amongst yourselves for 5 minutes while I do that, which is why we're doing it now. And I probably should have done it like 10 minutes ago, but I didn't, because KPP was eating bread.
No, Mark's making me a sandwich. He's making me a grilled cheese. Oh, that
no
sounds
bread
so
in that.
good.
You're having a grilled cheese sandwich with no bread?
No, there's bread in, like a grilled cheese sandwich inherently has bread on it.
Why would you do it without bread? Okay. Everyone roll initiative. Just click your initiative button.
Oh, Jesus.
Which means we have to get rid of the artwork. Bye, artwork. The 1 week we needed it here, really. You don't need to click your tokens or whatever. There's not an actual initiative happening. I'm just going to use it as a dice roll. Hey. Okay. So, what do we have here? We have that, and then boat, and then that. Okay. And then so let's see. So let's have why did I write this like this? Did that change that to that? What? Okay, I don't understand. All right. PB, roll a D7.
5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then KPP, roll a D6. 3.
A 3.
1, 2, 3. And then Bo, roll a D. What did I say? 5. A D5. What's that? D5. E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then Ellie, roll me a d4. I've switched. Notice how I switched from your real names to the character names while speaking to you then while I started to concentrate. And then a 1. Natural 1 again. Rolling a lot of natural ones. Pocket.
I'm gonna vomit.
You feeling okay about that?
What is happening right now?
My thing.
Yeah.
You are
Messed
picked.
up my sheet.
And then PB, roll me a d3.
No. 1.
Okay. And then Bo, roll me a d. I don't know, you're PB and Bo for some reason. It's because you're wearing the beard. A d2.
Me also?
Nope, you're done.
Okay.
And that leaves 1 left. And you don't need to roll. You can roll a d1 if you want, Pocket, just for the sake of it. But it's done.
It's lagging. I've crit failed
Well,
so bad.
what could it possibly be? All right. So that is now that order, which means that is that order. Alrighty then. So that goes like that, and that goes like that. Okay, talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
Oh,
Because I need to work this out.
Okay. So
I am nervous.
yeah, I'm this. No thanks.
What is all this preparation for and the rolling of dice?
It's alright. It's not a big deal. I just needed.
feels like a big deal.
He's lying. He's 100% lying.
Just look
So
at that
how's Animal
face.
Crossing? KPP.
Oh,
It's good. I've fallen into the hole. I was on my couch last night playing it and like cleaning up things in the game, thinking, should I be doing this in real life?
Oh my god, I had that once playing The Sims. I had like made a garden and all sorts of stuff, and I was like, wow, this is the best life. And then I just stopped for a second, logged out, and then never played The Sims again. I was like, that's it. I can't.
I looked up from the couch and I looked in my kitchen. There's like dishes out, and I'm like, yeah, I should probably do that. So
That's
it's easy
too
to
real.
get lost into it, though.
yes.
It's very, very fun, and I am addicted. So I understand it now.
Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I saw someone posted a picture today of their kind of witchy house or cottage that they had done and invited everybody over. And I went, I want to buy a Switch. I didn't know you could have like a witchy themed
Oh,
cottage.
you can go for whatever you want.
Can you fly on a broom?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then I have been saved for a little bit longer.
There's a lot you can customize, it's overwhelming. I will say that I get overwhelmed a lot while I'm playing it, because I'm like, there's so much I need to be doing. And then I have that doubled when I look up and see things around my own house. So it's just like,
You're like, oh,
just
God.
overwhelmed constantly.
There's so much I need to be doing all the time.
Did you finish Tactic Force, PB?
Oh, no, I did not. Tactics? No, not yet.
I don't. Is there a thing called Tactic Force?
No,
Is
but
that
there
something
is
I made
now.
up?
There is now. It's now called Tactics Force. Not quite. I'm in the final chapter, but I got stuck finding new jobs and I got really excited about all the cool new things. So
Yeah.
I've been delaying the end, the inevitable.
Have you done the thing?
No, not yet.
All right. I'm ready.
Okay.
It is done.
Oh boy.
Are you prepared?
Let me just turn on my fan because I am sweating.
Okay.
I'm so scared for some reason.
Okay.
Why do you gotta be like that, Brad?
Well, I just like to keep you a little freaked out. Not really. So, yeah, it's not a big deal. I'll tell you at the end. You'll work it out.
Okay.
So last time, previously on 24, you guys you guys had a rest after having a pretty extensive and grueling fight with young Igan, the demon, and you guys went back to this bar. Bo and Aura needed sleep, so they slept. Sunna took some time to relax, and Ellie went and kitted herself out with a bunch of new stuff from the Assassin's Guild. In the morning, you guys were relaxing and just getting some food and kind of diffusing what had happened, and then Aura started to have this strange communication with something, which was confusing her for Igan for some reason. All the time this is happening, you all end up being communicated with by the creature Ahi, which is the thing that sent you on the Dying Order, this race, this strange quest for the gods, this failing race. The thing called Ahi said that you are no longer in the race, so it is going to try and kill you, basically. And it opened up the sky and started raining down these symbol creatures that have been kind of pursuing you for most of the campaign. You guys came up with a really cool way of escaping, using Aura's ability to locate portals and things. You guys found that there was one almost directly above the position that you were in, about 100 feet up. Together, you all escaped on a flying table, which Sunna levitated upwards, and you guys defended while it went up towards this portal. You accessed the portal. Aura took you to another plane of existence known as Stygia, one of the 9 realms of hell, and it is a sort of icy planescape. You came to a place that was known as Chiba's Palace, but is really now just Chiba's Tower. It was a ruin trapped inside of this kind of icy prison, a sphere of ice that had been created by whoever had defeated him, presumably this fellow Levistus, who rules this plane. The few of you, cold and a little confused, approached the tower, went inside, and discovered that there was a creature in there, this very large, kind of almost reptilian ice devil known as Lord Chiba. He is maybe you were, I don't know what you guys were expecting necessarily, but I don't think you were expecting him to be kind of chained up and defeated and broken, and also willing to help you.
Definitely not.
Pretty much as soon as you arrived, he seemed to piece something together and realized that that you guys were these figures, or at least one of you is one of the one of these figures from these old tales and books and readings that he had been looking into himself as the hero, or the one prophecy. One of you is supposedly one of them. He spoke to you about this prophecy. He spoke to you about his part maybe being a shepherd of some sort, and spoke to you about kind of what he understood was going on, piecing it together with some of the information you already had. You guys come to the conclusion, as you kind of already had, that you had to figure out how to access this thing known as Deivaki that has twisted and broken this what would be the usual normal cycle of things, at least what it should have been, and has never been able to be because of this thing. There are cycles that the world goes through, and in theory, the gods, or the pantheon of gods, or the god, or something should always be cycled out, but it never has been. This creature known as Deivaki is now in control and has been a singular god the entire time. Everyone believes this god to be corrupt, and really it's down to you guys to go and stop him. And no one has done it before. No one is able to find the path because they're sent on this false Dying Order race. A fake race is placed before you by Deivaki. By the time everybody figures out what's going on, they fail. You guys, Chiba mentioned that you are going to have to open the final gate. There are 8 gates. There are 7 that are physical seals of chaos on Lacrin, which are already opened by a previous cycle, but the 8th gate has always remained a mystery. You guys are supposedly to be shepherded through the 8th gate by this creature, Lord Chiba, this devil. And that's where we're going to begin today's session, if you guys are ready.
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
I guess we are.
All right. Then we shall begin.
Oh my god.
Again, we return to exactly the spot that we were on before. You guys are in this sort of tower, which is a crumbling mess, but it's covered in this everlasting ice, which is kind of holding everything in place and is covering all of the stone, covering any last remnants of items and things that were in here, although there's really not much. And this figure turns its giant head to you down from up where he's suspended and chained, and these eyes stare out at you, these cold eyes, and each of you would look up to him, I assume, and look into these reptilian eyes, and it's at that moment that this kind of icy chill runs down your spine. And we saw it from Aura's perspective last week, but each of you, as you look into those eyes, will notice as this cold chill that it's colder than the type of cold that you're feeling physically on your skin. Maybe it's a chill that runs through you and freezes everything around you, because you see each of your party members kind of frozen in time. The room itself appears to you as if it might be behind a thin pane of ice, something like that. You look once again towards those eyes, and that coldness gives way as you look into them. Whatever creature they once belonged to has gone, and what stands before you is something else, something which is changed or transformed. It's not necessarily something you see, but something you understand. And it's trying to hand you something. As you look deeper into these eyes, should you just reach out and take it, you might just maybe...
What do we mean by being?
He says to Aura.
Is there a reason why you're asking philosophical questions now?
The eyes stare at you.
Okay. I guess being is having a presence in the world. It's like leaving your mark. It can be big or small. It's about not letting your time here go to waste. And I feel like, for me, it's like if you're a little seed and you plant yourself in the right soil, you'll grow big and strong. But if you plant yourself where it's too dry or it's too wet, your growth will be stifled. Being is existing and adapting in your world so you can grow and leave your mark like a tree. If you're not planted, then you can never fully be.
Sunna, at the same time as Aura is handed a question, you hear a different question as you're staring into these eyes. The voice that rings out to you says,
What is the difference between living and existing?
I don't suppose there is one if you do it right.
the eyes which are looking at you flash. Bo, at the same time as Aura and Sunna ask their question, you hear the voice say to you,
If your memories were erased, What kind of person would you be?
Well, if all of my memories were erased, I certainly wouldn't be the person I am today. I'd probably grow differently. But I'd still be the same Bo somewhat, just... I think your past, you grow on your past, but what's important is the events that come tomorrow. But memories, they don't make you who you are. Not entirely. I feel like I'd still be me.
The eyes, as they shift to you, Ellie, at the same time say,
What do you want your final words to be?
I think Ellie would sit there for a moment, just staring up at the eyes. And she would reply, I have no intentions on dying. And then she would just step back.
all right. The eyes flash at you. As each of you is asked one of these questions, you focus on these eyes, or maybe begin to speak back to Lord Chiba as he asks these questions of each of you. And as you say your last word, you can feel the room almost melting away a little bit. Your physical presence feels a little distant now. There is really very little that you feel physically. It's just those eyes now. You can't even see much of anything going on in this room. You have somewhat become whatever lies beneath your flesh and bone, maybe beyond what your thoughts and feelings even are. And whatever essence that remains is asked another question by Lord Chiba. Aura, he says,
What is something you are certain you will never experience?
I take a beat and look down. What would probably read as shame. That I'll never be loved the way that I would like or accepted. For my idiosyncrasies and quirks that people just don't get. And because of the marks, my horns, and the blood that I carry, that people will never understand me.
The second question to you, Sunna, is,
How are we conscious?
We exist.
the second question to you, Bo, at the same time, is,
Why should you live?
Jeez, you're making me awfully nervous here, Lord Chiba. Why should I live? It's an interesting question. I didn't ask to exist, I just simply do. Why should I live? As much as I have made my mistakes, I've made the wrong choices in my life, but I like to believe that I still have a good heart, and with what I have now obtained and attained with these new friends, I can make a difference in a good way.
Ellie, the final question that comes to you is,
What do you take for granted?
It doesn't take long for Ellie to answer this. It's not what I take for granted now. It's what I took for granted then. Love and free will, knowing right from wrong. I'll probably never experience that again. I just wish I knew then what I know now.
each of you feels very strange as you say your final word, as you think your final thought here. And those eyes that are in front of you suddenly draw together and they form a single ball of light. And you feel a warmth now from those eyes, and it spreads through you suddenly like a wildfire, and you feel yourselves being drawn away from the cold of Chiba's tower and away from Stygia itself. You're, again, not really in a physical form necessarily. You can feel something else. You see your world now, probably for the first time. Even though you understand what it is, it will be the first time you see Lacrin as a strange, large, blue and green sphere on this field of open black, and it's spinning fast. 7 spots light up with this radiant flame, and then an 8th ignites within you, and you hear,
"Will you change? Will you be any different, or will you be corrupted? Have you already begun? What are you fighting for? Why are you here? Who are you?"
and then moments or perhaps eons later on, oh, you are alone. You are naked.
What? Okay, I'm covering my my bits. What's going on?
You are on a plains land, and as you come to again with this kind of consciousness, you look around you and you can see a kind of grassland, fertile grassland as well. This is like nice green plains, and they stretch out as if this is a place untouched by anybody ever. As far as the eye can see, basically, you can see green, and there's an endless clear blue sky above you. There's a river as well, and I think before you even kind of readjust yourself to being a little bit more in a physical body here again, you sense the river. You can feel that river, that essence, that power from it. And you can hear it rushing and flowing beside you. It's not like a rapids or anything, but you can sense it very quickly. It stretches from your left to your right as you sit up. You can see it now in front of you, splitting this plains land. And there is a bridge that crosses the river. What does the bridge look like?
The bridge looks old but well maintained. It's that of old oak. And it's been doesn't look like it's been the time hasn't, it's like time has been still here. It hasn't decayed. It's nice here.
Yeah. The bridge is really one of the only things I think you see here. You can hear birds. You can hear maybe like insects, crickets or something like that, but you can't see any when you look around. It really is just this endless plain, this river, this bridge, and you. When you look up, the sun is at the center of the sky, suggesting that it's sort of midday. But really, that's it. That's really all that's going on. You don't have any stuff on you or anything like that. I'll allow you the sunglasses.
Thank you.
But what do you do?
I will go with what I am a bit more familiar with now, and I will go towards the water.
Yeah? What do you do?
Yep. I will, I'll dip my feet in there first to see whether it's cold or warm water
As
flowing through.
Your big toe touches the edge of the water, it shifts. It suddenly swirls like a small maelstrom around your big toe here, and then rushes up and around you all of a sudden, quickly. One moment you're standing on the edge of this river, the next you hear a crack and a split as the bridge next to you explodes. The water rushing up in like a column for like half a second before you are caught in it immediately. It lifts you upwards and you tumble head over heels and you're drawn into this kind of maelstrom that lifts upwards like a column into the sky. You are being hit in the face, in the arms, in the legs. It is hitting you in the face hard as you tumble over and over and over, and then you cannot breathe. And you're spinning so fast now that you begin to feel nauseous. What do you do?
Oh God! Well, I do what I can to control the element, water.
All right. What are you trying to do specifically?
Well, to kind of calm the waves, to calm this maelstrom that is now just formed.
How would you like to calm it down? In what sense? Like, are you trying to just drop it? Or are you trying to remove it? Are you trying to become it? Trying to, like, what are you?
I guess, yeah, kind of become one with it and try to speak with it.
All right. Roll me a D20.
Oh, okay. Ooh. D20. Oh boy. A 5.
A 5. Okay. We're done with you, Bo. We come now to Sunna. Sunna. You too are naked. No items, no stuff, no things. You sit up. And before you is a landscape of cracked red earth. The sky is blue and the sun appears to be 2 or 3 times too large. Sitting at the center of the sky, there is a single pointed red mountain, but it curls awkwardly out of the flat landscape, and it twists upwards and over itself, stretching like a trick of the eye all the way up into the sky. into where that sun is sitting, there's a set of natural made stairs that you can see lead up into the mountain from where you are. It's not too far away, but really there's nothing but cracked red earth and this.
Do I recognize this place?
Not at all.
I look around.
I mean, the mountains and the ground look similar to the mountains and the red canyons of Dustvale, but there's nothing that looks anything like this. It looks more like a Salvador Dali painting or something. Like everything looks a little twisted and weird.
All right.
In front of you.
Oh, well, then I look around, press my fingers into my palm maybe a little, and then head towards the natural tower. Once again.
You climb up the steps?
Yes.
As you step onto the first step, instantly around you this mountain grows outwards and it twists itself around you into a column. And the natural red stone, as you begin to walk up these steps, flattens and shapes itself into a tower around you. The red brick washes away into a white stone, the stairway twisting upwards around the inside of the tower. This you do recognize. This looks exactly like the tower that you were walking up for a very long time before you first came to the boundary at the beginning of our campaign. And the stairway sort of twists oddly, strangely, and the center of the tower is open. You can look down and it seems to go on forever, no longer red brick or anything at the bottom. As you look up, you can almost see the top, but it looks more like a starry night sky in the center. However, the actual white stone of the tower looks as though it goes on endlessly. How long do you continually walk before maybe taking a break or stopping or doing anything else, do you think?
Do I feel tired?
Yes. I think you feel pretty much like you feel. So how long do you think you could walk up steps before you start to get a little tired?
Oh, well, I'm actually a pretty good walker for a long time. I'd say definitely several hours worth before I stop and take a break.
So
But I don't have my walking stick, so
No.
I'm a little slower than normal.
You walk for several hours then, upwards and upwards and upwards, and it's almost as if nothing changes. I think it becomes a little maddening maybe after a long time of walking upwards and no change. None of these stones, as your hand is touching the relatively cold stone, is changing. They all look like the same stone. The footsteps, the footfalls, the sounds, everything around you seems to be the same sounds. When you finally come to a stop, what do? Do you just take
Does the ground look farther away, or pretty much the same as when I started?
The same.
Well, shit. Well, then I definitely say that and then sit down on the steps.
As you look into the center of the tower, you start to see your lost memories flowing upwards.
What?
And how do you see them and how do you perceive them?
Oh my. I think they're like dust devils coming up, but I know that they're mine. I can maybe hear some sounds, things I had forgotten, some smells maybe. children laughing, my daughter getting married, things like that.
And you sit there and you witness these things, and as they flow upwards, and we see these kind of dust balls and flowing images and sounds and smells, you regain most of them. And then we shift again to Ellie. And Ellie wakes up in the same situation, pretty much. You find yourself sitting upwards again, naked. Before you is absolutely a graveyard of sorts. But it's a strange one. It stretches out endlessly forever. It's nighttime. There are twisted, gnarled trees that curl upwards from the ground in places like twisted, blackened hands. And the graves are haphazard and randomly placed in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. And there are many, and they go out for as far as your eyes can see, for as long as this graveyard goes. There's a moon above you at the center of the sky, and it's casting this kind of blue light across the gravestones, lighting everything up around you evenly. What do you do?
I think the first thing I'd do is look for my weapons. Like,
yeah, I mean, you have nothing on you.
It would obviously, like, being naked would be one thing, but she feels more naked without her weapons and without clothing. So she'd be very uncomfortable. I mean, I would get up and try to look around, inspect where I'm at.
Yeah, you stand up, you move around, you look about you. You can hear in the distance these ghostly sounds. You can hear the sounds of people, of children, of animals. You can hear horse and carriages. You hear a gunshot. You hear people speaking. You hear people screaming. You hear an influx of sounds, and the more you focus on it, the more you can hear. Just all sorts of different animals, people, things. Just.
Does this sound like the town I'm from?
Not really. No, it just sounds. It doesn't sound specific. It just sounds like lots of people and things and stuff. When you look around at each of these gravestones, you start to notice a pattern. The name upon every single gravestone is your own.
Do any of the graves stand out, like, as like slightly different or maybe disturbed?
Yeah, a bunch of them. Yeah, there's some that look fresh, some that look very old, some that look like they're broken and cracked, some that have been completely destroyed, some that seem to have been disturbed. None of the actual graves appear to have been disturbed.
Would Ellie know this is probably like the past cycles? Because she remembers, the whole seeing herself. Some had eyes missing. Some of her were like had other things missing or were the same as her.
Roll me a d20.
Alrighty. 6.
A 6. I don't think you know really what this is. It doesn't make any sense to you. But as you're looking towards some of these gravestones, and as you're maybe moving through this graveyard, the ground underfoot begins to rumble a little, and as you walk past a gravestone, it crumbles. And as it falls into dust and bits of stone and crumbles away to very, very fine dust, it falls for a moment and then begins to lift upwards. And then another gravestone near you does the same thing, disintegrating. The tree disintegrating, and this dust and dirt begins to coalesce in front of you. You can see it forming in a circular pattern on the ground. The grave next to you, a few graves around you, you turn around looking, maybe you can see that the graves are bursting open soundlessly. However, there's nothing like coming up from them like a skeleton or anything like that. You just see more of that kind of dust and dirt as it begins to twist and form in front of you again, coalescing into now a rising column ahead of you. It gets larger, it gets larger, it gets larger until there are no more gravestones around you, no more trees. There are holes that pepper the ground all around you, but nothing in them. And now this huge rising and growing column of dust in front of you, like a tornado, but it's producing no wind and no sound. Just a huge thing in front of you, like standing right next to a tornado. What would you like to do?
I'd look around, see if there's anyone or anything nearby still.
Absolutely nothing. An endless kind of landscape at night with nothing but holes in the ground as far as you can see. This column is growing larger and larger in front of your eyes, as if it's drawing from all across this landscape, maybe further, wherever you are.
I'd walk into it.
Okay. And you step into the tornado, but something's wrong. For you, as you step into this thing, immediately you feel the force of this thing as if it now is a tornado. It hits you, drags you in, and then you feel suddenly as if you're being torn apart, like your arms and legs are being pulled in every which direction. Your very being feels like it's being shredded, and not just physically, it feels as though you're being cut by 1,000 small little knives, and there's something deeper that is shredding and shredding you, and the space where you feel your soul should be is empty. Something is wrong, and you are disappearing. What do you do?
That's not easy. I think, oh man. I think Ellie, or I would, is there anything visibly cutting me? Like, or does it just feel like things are cutting me, but nothing visible?
I don't think you can even open your eyes. As soon as you open your eyes, it feels like this dust is cutting at your eyeballs.
Okay. I feel like I'd reach out and try to become a little aerodynamic with the shift of the tornado, I guess.
Yeah. What's the hope?
Yeah. That way, if it's because I'm running into things, I could actually just move along with it. Because I don't think that she's going to be able to just burst out. She's not, a rocket.
Okay. All right. And that's where we shift to Aura. And Aura, you wake up in a very different place. You find yourself naked, like the others were. But before you is a very lush forest, and as you sit up and look around you, you can see that there are many different types of trees. Trees that you recognize, some that you don't, from all over the world. Many of them look like the trees that you recognize from your home, from BAME, not necessarily like that's my specific tree, but the same kind of trees that you get there. And many of them look completely strange and foreign and different. There are vines that creep up every single tree, and every tree is also so tall as you look up that you cannot see the top branches of it. Looking up probably does give you a sense of vertigo as you kind of try to measure how tall these trees are. It's strange. The canopy does shield you from the moonlight, but there are shafts of blue-white moonlight that are cast across the ground in front of you. There are no leaves on the ground, but it is covered in vines and ivy. There are no animals, but you can hear creatures. You can hear animals in the distance. You can hear the shuffling of things that sound like they're right next to you, but they're not. You can hear creatures above you. You can hear birds fluttering. You can hear insects chirping, but you don't see any of them.
Right, I'm going to stand up, and you said I can see things through the shafts of light, correct?
You can see fine, yeah. You
Okay.
can see all around you, but you're in a very thick forest. You're kind of in a grove somewhat, but there's trees, a foot apart from each other in many places. It's a thick forest.
Is there any sort of distinct pathway that I can walk down?
Yes. As you maybe stand up and look around, you turn a couple of times around, and there is, in fact, an opening that looks like a relatively clear path somewhat.
I'm going to start walking in that direction. Does it feel like a dream?
No, you feel the vines underfoot. You feel, it seems to be relatively warm, but in that sense of it being, like if it's the middle of summer and it's nighttime and it's warm, but it's not, blistering heat or anything. You can feel that on your skin. It doesn't necessarily feel like a dream, but it doesn't feel right either. As you look up and the trees twist to an absurd degree above you, you can't believe that this would necessarily be real, but it also doesn't feel like a dream, I don't think, either.
Probably take stock of the fact that I don't have clothing. The trees don't look quite right, but I'm going to just start heading cautiously down that path that I find.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
Well, like you said, I hear creatures, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look around and see if I see any wildlife.
Okay, roll me a d20.
Okay. 4.
You totally see the effects of wildlife, as if you can see that this isn't a necessarily undisturbed landscape. It seems to be undisturbed by the presence of like boots and tracking and things like that, but you can see bits of broken underbrush that suggest like maybe a boar ran through here or something like that. But you do not see any creatures, and you hear the sound of something behind you. You're convinced you're going to see an animal there, and there isn't one. It sounds as if it's right next to you, but you don't see any animals at all. You can totally hear them as if they're, within this place, but you don't see them at all.
Since when I was growing up, my father taught me how to track and survive in the forest. Can I look around to see if there's anything unusual or that sticks out?
Yes. Are you still walking?
Yeah, just cautiously moving down the path.
Forward. How long do you think you would walk and search for before giving up or changing tactic or something like that?
So I realized there was nothing that I was noticing. I'd probably start to reevaluate. Maybe 5 minutes.
Okay. So I think probably about 5 minutes pass. And you walk until eventually you see a tree which is so much larger than the others that it's ludicrous. It's about the size of what we would consider to be like an average skyscraper, something like that, in width. it takes a moment, I think, for your eyes as you round an area of this forest to adjust to the enormous size of this thing. It looks, I think, at first to you like a wooden wall, before suddenly you're realizing it's curved, it's twisting, and it is in fact just an enormous ash tree, and it is giant. It stretches upwards into the sky, and at the top of this tree you can kind of make out multiple branches, huge things, and they split off in every direction, and they also seem to go endlessly beyond into this canopy above you, to where you can't see. And as you maybe look back down towards the base, there is a small doorway. No door or hinge, but a simple looking opening, a little taller than you.
I want to go in it.
All right. You beeline for it? You head in straight in, or do you walk in cautiously?
I walk in cautiously for sure.
Alrighty then. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Awesome. Do I have advantage because I was walking in cautiously?
Nope. Get a dexterity saving throw because you're walking in cautiously.
12.
12. As you look into this thing, which way do you look first?
Left.
As you look left, you're struck immediately from the right. There is a tremendous force that strikes you. You are flung from, as you step into this doorway and look in, something catches you on the back of the head and you are flying. You feel pain, it hurts. You are launched across this base of this kind of the inside of this just empty, enormous tree. You hit the ground hard. You roll over on the bed of what you know to be the world tree, and you kick up endless brown leaves around you. The entire base of this tree is brown leaves, hard, crispy leaves, but the edges of the leaves cut you like small shurikens, and as you roll across them, you come away, no clothing on, with lots of tiny little cuts. Behind you stands a giant, a huge man, beard, long hair, loose, naked, kind of bluish skin. Nothing in his hands, nothing around him, and he's standing there looking at you, and he turns away from you and leaves through the door that you entered in. But it's another odd trick of the eye as he simply walks out without bending down. What do you do?
Are there any sticks on the ground?
No, just leaves.
If I pick up a leaf, do I know it's going to cut me?
I don't think you do know that.
You said there's vines everywhere.
In here there isn't.
Damn it. Okay, so is the troll just like walking around? Like he just goes in the door?
Yeah.
Okay, he's gone.
He leaves.
Is he what hit me?
I don't think you know.
Is there anything I can pick up that's a long item?
Roll me another d20.
A 2.
You reach down. Do you reach down under the leaves at all and search around, or do you just kind of look?
I look because I know I just got cut up by these leaves.
There's a snake on your other arm. It curls around your arm. Thin thing, but kind of long. It's green, and you can see these yellow eyes looking at you as it starts to curl around your arm. What do you do?
Do I know if it's poisonous or not?
Give me a nature check.
23.
23. You know that this is not a snake that exists, or at least is not something that you have ever seen in any of your books at all. This is barely even a snake. As you look closer to it, you can see that it has way too many teeth, for example. Its eyes are too big for its head. The way that its tail remains at your wrist and doesn't move, yet its body continues to twist and curl further up your arm, now at the bicep. It's something weird.
Okay, is it tightening on my arm?
No.
Okay, I'm not going to do anything to snake. I'm just going to leave it.
You stay laying down?
I'm going to cautiously stand up.
Okay. When you stand up, you move your vision away maybe from where the door is, and stand up, look back up. The doorway is gone, yet you can still see in here, as if the moonlight is shining, casting a white, bluish hue to the area. Lots of brown with the brown leaves in the inside of this bark of the tree. Now there are 3 big roots that you can see lead downwards into the ground at a sort of trifecta of the room, 3 points of the room. And where the roots are penetrating the ground, there are several snakes that are moving upwards and slowly moving and lazily moving across the ground, though all of them are definitely heading towards the center, which is where you find yourself.
Kicking myself because there is a spell I could have gotten. Can I try talking to the snake on my arm?
You can, yeah. What do you say to the snake?
Hey, little buddy. Are you a friend?
Give me an animal handling check.
A 4.
Snake bites into your arm. Then you do feel it tightening around your arm. It hurts. The bite pierces into your arm. It doesn't hurt a huge amount at first, but as it does it, you feel the piercing, and then there's a moment or two before it really hurts, and it starts to burn as if it's burning not your flesh, but something inside your arm, and it pushes outwards from the inside of your bicep. This thing now crushing your arm. You see the other snakes moving closer towards you, but not just the other snakes. The vines from outside are now breaking through the outsides of this very large tree. Those roots grow, and quickly. Each of them pushing at you now and pushing you towards the center, and the bark of this great big ash is now your skin, and the leaves on the ground turn green, and you can no longer breathe. And that is the last of these scenes. All 4 of you. The last moment of each of your, whatever you want to interpret it as, scenes, you transform. Sunna, you get +2 con. Aura, you get +2 con. Bo, you get +2 charisma, and Ellie, you get +2 int. So you can add those back on your sheets. And each of you also loses Ahi's shield. So you should each have a thing on your sheet that you can untick, which gave you +1 AC. And each of you unfolds is the best way to describe maybe what you're experiencing. You unfold or unfurl like a flower. You curl like a tide and break open on the beach of your own body as you return to a true physical form once again. And you are no longer within Chiba's palace. You find yourself again at this place known as the Boundary. The endless kind of white halls and stairways that twist like a kaleidoscope, like an Escher painting around you, as if this room is both small and huge. There are some changes, however. It looks a little different. You find yourselves back on those strange kind of podiums again. You find yourself in front of the other podiums with the other members of your group on it. At the center of the room, there is no longer a portal. Aura, you are very aware that this portal in the room is no longer there. It's like a broken, old, eroded, broken kind of pool with nothing inside of it. It's the only thing in the room that doesn't look pristine, inlaid with gold, a blistering radiant white. It's just an old bit of stone, like an ancient and broken centerpiece to the room. Behind each of you are a set of doors each. Huge, great big doors that are closed, casting a shadow, but with no wall or anything to attach to, no door frame, just two wide and what look like steel, modern looking to you guys, the type of thing that you might find in the middle of Bologna and not somewhere like Bame. These big, well-crafted but metal doors, an alloy of some kind, new alloys that the dwarves are messing with in Dondaral. You also are each surrounded by a particular light. At your feet on these podiums, there is a glyph. Around Aura, Sunna, and Ellie, there's red light. It's shining up from a circular glyph with small little runes inlaid on the glyph. Around your feet, Bo, the light is green. Completely different runes in a different shape, but the thing is shining green. All of you, again, kind of come out of this reverie and reappear with a start in your bodies. The same feeling that you had before you went into this thing. However, you feel the slight changes as you regain whatever you lost through Ahi, and but lose whatever Ahi's shield is for you. What do you guys do?
Do I still have my memory?
You can have it if you'd like. You are now in control of your own memory. You can take from, let's just say the tower, whatever you would like.
Well, then I weep. I just immediately fall to my knees and I drop my walking stick and I just sob.
Why are we back here?
More importantly, is everyone all right?
Are you all in a forest too?
No. Well, no. I wasn't.
Can I check my body to see if I have cuts all over it?
You do not know. But Buns is here. Flying around you.
Oh. Was it all a bad dream?
I think it was more than that. It felt too real.
I look over at Sunna. She's just crying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep. On my hands and knees, just sobbing.
What's wrong, Sunna?
I don't think I can respond right now.
I'm going to try to get over to her.
Yeah, you can. You guys can.
Okay.
The central kind of area here is it remains relatively stable. It's just when you kind of try to see how large the place is. But yeah, you can move down a set of stairs and move around. It's exactly the same room as you've been in before. Essentially, you can move around this central area just as if it's a room. Perfectly fine. Nothing happens when you step off of the glowing rune. Doors don't change or anything like that.
And I start rushing towards Sunna, and then Buns is fluttering behind me. You just hear him chirping away. And as soon as I get over to her, "Are you okay? What's wrong? Why are you crying?"
I remember my grandchildren and my children.
That's a good thing. That's what I was trying to do with the tea. That's what you wanted, right?
Yes.
And why are you crying? Are they good tears?
I missed so much.
Well, and I crouch down next to her. Can make up for lost time. And you couldn't even remember them before.
Yes, that's true. Just allow me a moment to mourn, please.
Is this something we can all hear in the room?
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'm wailing.
I just take in a sigh and can't help but feel for Sunna.
I think Ellie's having quite the opposite experience where she's never felt so empty. Like, now she's very aware that her soul is gone, and even though she can feel pain, she just feels empty. She feels like nothing. But I would like to inspect the glyph that's around.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
Okay. Five.
No idea what this could be. It's for sure. It looks like a pretty standard ward or glyph, like you might have seen on an enchanted weapon, or maybe you've met a wizard before that does this kind of thing. But what it does and what it means and what the symbols mean are just completely foreign language to you. No idea.
I think I would point to Bose. And I'd be like, "Hey, you got one of these things at your feet?"
I do.
What is it?
I've never seen anything like it before.
And I would describe mine as being red and what it looks like to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a red circle within circle within circle with lots of runes in there. Bose is slightly different.
Yeah, so I'd describe like what the runes look like and that mine's red to Bo. And I'd be like, "What about you?"
But mine's green.
Why is yours green?
I don't know. I assume that we all had the same.
Oh, apparently not. And I would look over to Aura and I'd say, what about yours? The thing at your feet.
I've run over to Sunna.
No, I mean, yeah, that's fine.
So I think my shoulder's still, or my hand is on Sunna's shoulder, and I quickly look over at my pedestal, and then I'll look back at Sunna's. Ours are both red.
And I look back to Bo and be like, "Shit, are you the chosen one? Is that what this means? You got green."
Hey, let's not get too hasty with that.
I mean, yours is different.
Well, I will look into it. I then start to inspect the aura around me. Would that be an Arcana check again?
Give me an Arcana check, yeah.
7.
You also don't know, but it definitely looks different. Same situation, really, where it looks very similar to glyphs or runes or wards that wizards or something might use, or you might have seen. Maybe a traveling wizard that maybe did some strange things with runes or glyphs one day. No idea what it does, but yours for sure looks different to the others. And despite what it looks like on the image here, yours is changing and shifting underfoot. The thing at first appears to be an octagon, then it's a pentagon, and it shifts and changes. It's got 5 sides, then 6, then 7, then 8, and it's kind of just transforming underneath your foot. It appears to be active, whereas everyone else is kind of stationary. At the center of yours, There are different runes and shapes. At one point, you do see the shape of a dolphin. And it doesn't look like a rune. It just looks like the shape of a dolphin, curled. And then it shifts into another rune, and then a weird shape, and then something else. But really, yeah, you can't determine what it might be, or what it's doing, or what it means, or references, or why yours is different.
Can I attempt to pick that one up since it stands out the most?
You want to pick it up?
Well, or maybe just give it a touch. I'll poke it.
Yeah, it's just light, really. It's almost as if someone's like shining a light down from above you, right? But you're not casting any shadow or breaking it in any way, or as if someone's shining a light up through the floor. Yeah, you can reach down and touch it, and really nothing happens. It's the same thing. You just you tentatively touch it, and then you touch it again. You don't even block the light as your finger touches it. It's almost as if it masks your finger out, kind of. It's a very strange experience as the light overwrites where your hand is, so you can't break the lines or anything like that. But yeah, you get no reaction from it. Nothing seems to happen when you touch it. You definitely can't pick it up though. It's like light, right?
That's very interesting. And what of that in the center of the room? What is that?
Are you going over to it?
You know what? I think I will if I can.
Yeah.
I think Ellie would follow.
Okay. Yeah, you two head over towards this thing in the center of the room, and where everything else in this room is glorious and divine almost, there are white tiles that seem to have been cut perfectly. There are inlays of tiny little etchings that seem to be pure gold that shine with a light that's coming in from nowhere or being cast by no lantern or torch. There is just everything is perfect masonry until the center here, where previously you recall there being a pool that had a kind of radiant and golden, almost like liquid in it that you guys stepped into, and Aura was able to activate as the first portal to get you away from the boundary. This is a ruin. It looks similar to the stone which is underfoot where you guys are, but it just looks so old. It looks like it's been here forever. If you were to find probably if we went to look at like Stonehenge or something like that, just a ridiculously old rock that's been eroded away by little more than time. It's the same thing here. It does have parts of it that are broken off, but not as if somebody has smashed it with anything. It just looks as if it's been crumbled through time and wear. The really all it looks like as you get close is a bath or a pool. It's about 6 foot in length, maybe 2 feet across, and yeah, just looks very strange and mundane and out of place here. You guys can give me investigation checks to try and determine anything else about it, like how long it's been here or what it is and stuff like that.
I'd also like to know if we could feel that the Ahi shield was taken from us. Would it feel like a difference?
Yeah. So are you over there as well, Aura?
No, I'm more focused on Sunna right now. I'm trying to not interfere with her grieving, but I'm not about to go leave her. So I think what I'm doing is I'm being very aware of her, but I'm also looking around the room for anything odd.
Yeah. You all feel different. And I think you understand. I think actually, if anything, you feel a sense of freedom almost. There's a I would say it's almost like a peacefulness. There was a turbulence maybe to you before that has been replaced by something else that feels like a freedom or an unshackling from something, which I think you would be able to interpret as being disconnected now from Ahi. However you perceived Ahi's shield, you would be aware that it is you're no longer being divinely protected by this thing. or the energy that it was providing you. But you also maybe recall the feeling of when you guys first had those restrictions placed on you, when you you grouped together and Ellie got a headache from losing memories and her int stat. Sunna and Aura, you felt sick, and maybe you carried that a little bit the entire time and it's gone away. I think you maybe feel better than you felt in a long time, but I don't think it's something necessarily like physical. I don't think it's something necessarily like emotional or anything like that. There's just an element of disconnection, which is not a bad feeling. And I'm being vague with that because you can interpret it however you want, basically. But yes, you do know that you no longer have that connection to Ahi, and also I think you don't sense it here. This doesn't exactly feel like the same boundary that you were in before. The other one was presented to you by Ahi. This one has been presented to you by yourselves. And you all know this. With regards to your 16 investigations on this thing in the center here, you do not know what it is. If you had to guess, it might be a sarcophagus, but it looks more like a bath or an old pool. Very rudimentary, like first man type thing that somebody has first carved. Something that you might fill with water or liquid or something, and rest in maybe. It definitely doesn't seem. It's certainly not the same thing as it was before, in the sense that it was a portal and a device to allow that, to facilitate that. But yeah, really, what it is very, very strange in this place, and even on a 16, you're not too sure what it is, but your first instincts, looking this thing over, it's definitely roughly around sort of human-sized. Your average, maybe 5 to 6 foot human would sit in it comfortably. And it looks like from the insides of it that probably it was filled with, at a guess, water, But there's no etchings on it. If there were, they've probably eroded away a long time ago. There's nothing on it that would suggest to you that, or there's nothing left on it that might have been on it before, had there been anything written on it or inscribed onto it or something like that. It just seems very out of place. Yeah.
You said there's big doors behind each of us, right?
And you were looking around, yes. So on your 23, which is a natural 23, you have a look around just to kind of get an idea of what's going on around you. The place is almost, again, identical to what you recall when you were first brought here by Ahi. The only difference is, of course, being these doors. Each of these doors look exactly the same. Each of them are two very large double doors. They seem to have been made out of metal or steel. They look like they were crafted by whoever the best steel door maker in the world is, maybe even beyond what is capable at this point, but I don't think anyone really knows, because none of you are necessarily able to do anything like that. But just massive steel doors that are standing. What you do notice is that all of them are casting a shadow, as if there's light coming. Nowhere else has light shining, right? It's just as if the room is producing light all around. However, the doors have a small shadow in front of them, as if the light is coming from behind them. That I think is it, honestly. I think what you're able to determine on that natural 23 is that that there really isn't anything weird outside of what's already weird going on here, and also that you actually are quite safe here. That this is your boundary. You were previously in Ahi's boundary. Now you're in your boundary that belongs to all four of you. And I think maybe all of you get a little bit of the sense of that, but Aura for sure knows it. From looking around, there's no way. And the only exits, by the way, Portal, Aura, are the doorways.
Do I sense that each of those doors are a portal?
No.
Okay.
But you do sense that there is no portals in here, and
Okay.
and you do know that that is the only way in or out of those doors.
I'm gonna squeeze Sunna's shoulder because I'm about to start yelling, and then I realize I don't want to do that over Sunna because it feels disrespectful. So I'm just gonna squeeze, and I'm gonna watch her as I walk down the stairs to see if she'll like look me in the eye at all. No? Are you still crying?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'll probably cry for about 10 minutes time.
I'm gonna
every year.
But right before I notice that I can't meet her eyes, I'm gonna go back up and I'm gonna take Buns off my horn and I'm gonna place Buns on her shoulder. And then I'm gonna start walking down to meet Bo and Ellie in the middle of the room. The only way out is through
how
those
is she?
doors. Oh, she's not doing well. I think she's missing out on a lot of lost time.
Ooh, this is gonna. We'll give her some time, but yes. What have you discovered?
I point to each of the doors. That's the only way out. Last time we were able to go through a pool in the middle here. That's not even there anymore.
You can't do one of those fancy open a portal things that you've been doing?
I take a minute to see if I can innately know if I can do that.
If you want to activate that ability, which you can do, it will be your 1 day use of it officially.
But can she just sense that she can still do it?
That's still a 1 day thing, isn't it? Or am I crazy? I can't remember.
In the past, I feel like in the scenario with Igen, I was able to do it, but I don't think I've been able to do that in real life.
Right.
Yet.
It's wobbly because Igen, it was a matter of you having access to magic that he didn't understand, and you basically overwilled him and confused him.
Oh, we did
and
it with the
twisted him.
table too.
With the table, you did actually detect one above you, which means actually you don't have one now, but you do have one now because actually you just got all of your stuff back, but you've had a long rest. So everyone who has used anything, which I don't think any of you have. Oh no, wait, you have. Yeah. All of you are fresh. So I don't know if anyone. Yeah, you did. You lost a little bit of HP.
Yeah, I did.
Right. I forgot to mention, when you got the Archi shield change and the con back and stuff, you have the effects of having had a long rest. And a very long rest as well. You've got all of your hit die back, which I think you had anyway, but you've rested for a very long time. So, yes, once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short rest, so you'd have to use that. That's what it is. It's not once a day.
Well, I think what Ellie was asking though is if I can do the thing like in Iggins.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you
make
can
one
create one?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you can't do that anyway. You could only
Yeah,
do that in Iggins' weird illusionary world because you were like, fuck you, I rule, and then you became the ruler of Iggins' world and just started, counter-hacking him, basically.
I don't know that I can actually do that. I don't know if it was because we were in that hellish state or what, but I'm not sensing that there's any nearby right now.
There are those doors, but how many of them are there? I see the two behind me and Ellie.
There's two behind our stairs too. So I think 4.
So we walk in one together? Or you think it just leads outside?
I'll go find out, and then I'll start.
I grab her as she starts to get up, and I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea right now.
I'm not gonna go out. I was just gonna open it.
Yeah, but if there's something out there, what if there's something bad? We might want, and I point to Sue, and I'm like, we might want her to,
Yeah.
go through, give her time before we bring something in, potentially.
Yes, you're right. I just kind of stand there, like longingly looking at the door, because it's like that thing where you want to open it and someone told you you can't, so now you really want to do it.
I think that I would go and stand by the door that's behind Sunna. I'd just stand like by the frame of it, but I wouldn't obviously be opening it. I'd be leaning against the wall and sort of just waiting because I don't want to interrupt anything.
Okay.
Can we see if there's like light seeping through the door or anything, like from under the door or?
Actually, I'd like to inspect it. Yeah, I'd like to inspect it for anything odd or off about the door.
The one behind Sunna?
Even traps and whatnot.
Sorry, this one behind Sunna?
Yes.
Yeah, give me investigation checks.
11.
Can I do that as well?
Anyone who is, close up investigating one of these doors, you can do it.
Oh, yeah. I would have followed Ellie to do that. 17.
Okay. Are you doing it, Bo?
You know what? I will follow too, and I will do the same. It doesn't seem like a bad idea. All right.
Give me an investigation check. 7. Okay, so Ellie and Aura, you do find that there is light coming from behind the door, but it's not coming from the outsides of the door, just the line down the middle, and you have to get really close to it. Do you guys touch the door, or do you just kind of peer at it from close?
Ellie would definitely touch the door, and even probably try to look under it. If there's like any sort of, like a little kid looking under the door. So.
Yeah, you touch the door and it's cold, very, very cold, but nothing happens. It doesn't open. It feels like a wall. It doesn't move at all. And you guys look this thing over, and as you find yourselves getting closer and closer to the center, you can see a very thin line of light coming from the center of the doorway. There's nothing underneath it. It sits completely flush to the stone underneath. There doesn't appear to be anything above you, but the door is probably about 8 feet tall. The line down the very center of the door is red, and that's where we're going to go to a break for a couple minutes. And when we return, we'll see if you guys open it or not. Maybe. We'll find out. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in a few minutes. Do we have any announcements?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then I will not announce anything, and I will go to...
I'm blanking completely, so
then
I hope not.
There are no announcements. Make sure you just go and find all of these wonderful people on their channels during the break. Give them a follow. And we'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks for watching.
Amazing.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second half of Tablestory's Dying Order with the gang. So, you guys start looking over this doorway, and you can just make out, and you have to be standing like directly in front of where the line between where these two doors meet are. And you can just make out a very thin red light that's glowing through the doorway.
I'd point out the red light and turn back to Aura and Bo and say, "What's that? What do you think that is?"
I would immediately look over at my door and see if there's a different color light coming in.
Nope. Red.
Can I see across the room and look at Bo's door?
You go all the way over to it.
Yeah, I won't say anything. I just kind of look like I'm deep in thought, and then I'll walk really quickly over to Bo's door.
Yeah. Behind Bo's door, you can see a green light.
Can I see what lights? I'm assuming it's red at Ellie's.
That's right, yeah. Once you do the full around the world here.
I'll yell over to them, "This one's green."
I immediately look at Bo. I'm just like, well, even your door's different.
Well, we still don't know if, we can even open all of these doors.
Maybe we should go in yours because it's different.
Well, maybe a different door isn't, always, okay, if...
What
Fine.
if you are? Okay, let's just say that you're different. You're the chosen one. Remember, one of us is different. And your door is different. And your pedestal's different, so
But that has nothing to do with me. That just so happens to be the pedestal that I, woke up on.
it's just a coincidence.
It could be. I refuse to believe that there is any chosen one amongst us. We've all come this far together.
I mean, we'll see about that. And I start walking over to Bo's door.
Yeah, while she's heading over, I probably have already been trying to see if there's anything different about it.
Other than the green light, it looks exactly the same. And these are plain doors, by the way. There's like nothing on them. No inscriptions or anything like that. Yeah, just pretty much plain slabs of some sort of metal alloy.
I look over at Sunna. Are you still crying?
Yeah, I cry for about 10 minutes, so probably just a couple more minutes. I would assume it's taking you about that long. I don't know.
I look over at Ellie. I think our bigger thing right now is making sure she's okay.
Well, we should probably try to get her and get out of here. And I look at Aura and I like nudge her because Ellie is just not good at talking.
I kind of take the hint and I'll start walking back over to Sunna. Well, where Bo? Bo, are you still by? Oh yeah, Bo.
Yeah, I've walked over to Sunna and without saying anything, I just give her a hug.
And I kind of go to the bottom of the stairs and just am there, but not interfering with their interaction.
Yeah. I accept the hug, obviously. And after maybe a minute or two, I'll pick up my I'll reach for my walking stick and steady myself and get up and stand up and wipe my eyes and all right, now what?
The doors are all the same except Bo's. There's a green light behind his. There's red behind all the others.
Do we know what that means?
I don't
No.
think any one of us does. But it's the one that stands out to us the most.
Hey, Brad, is this one cold as well?
You touch it?
Yeah.
It is not cold. It is warm, but
Not hot, though.
not hot, but warm. And also, when you take your hand away, it's wet.
Ooh.
Moist door, ew.
Moist door.
I guess the way I look at it is that one is different, so that's the one we should try.
All right.
Can Ellie deduce that since Bo has been water and ice bending, if that has anything to do with this door being wet?
I mean, you can deduce that it probably is the reason the door's wet, yeah. The water on
Okay.
your hands is cold. The door is warm.
Oh, that's weird. I think I would well, I'm across the room, so I'm not gonna just start yelling. So, okay.
All right. Well, if that one stands out the most, then why don't we try that one first?
We agree. We'll go to that one first. And I take Sunna by the hand, guiding her down the stairs, and we all make our way over to that door.
As they come up to the door, Ellie turns to Bo and she's like, "You know what? I changed my mind. I kind of want to go in my door."
What?
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
First of all, touch your door. That's like such a weird thing to say.
I touch my door. Oh, okay. So I then reach up for the door and touch it. It's oh yes, it's wet.
Wet.
It opens.
What?
No.
Doesn't just open either. But guess who gets dragged inside? That's right, all of you. It opens suddenly as well. Like he touches the door and then it, boom! It's like it opens in like a frame, right? Like it's just open, and all of you are drawn immediately inside, and you're kind of like genie in a lamp pulled into this doorway.
Ultimate cosmic power.
Cosmic power as you are dragged inside. All of you are turned upside down, and all of you are now soaking wet, and you don't know which way is up, and you don't know what's going on, because, ladies and gentle Beau, you are underwater.
Ellie holds her breath. Oh, wait.
Yes. One of you is in danger, because one of you needs oxygen. One of you isn't a water bender. Beau, indescribably, you can breathe underwater, by the way. You have now discovered. But maybe you discover any second now. I don't know. But there is a rush, and you are all underwater, grabbing at your items as they kind of like peel off of your body, the clothing kind of getting caught and rushing up onto your faces maybe, and you are floating away from each other. It's very dark, but you all have dark vision, and that is immediately kind of activated in that kind of grayscale way. Beau, in fact, the three of you that are not Beau, hear just a weird noise, and a weird sound and tone that is coming from one direction. And as you guys kind of maybe try and get your bearings, and you focus on where that sound is coming from, you notice this very strange thing. There is a sort of twinkling light nearby. Beau, you immediately know which way is up, which way is down. You know that you are so deep underwater that it's absurd. You're like Marina Trench deep underwater. You don't have any crazy pressure effects, none of you, but you are really, really far underwater, and Aura, you cannot breathe. There is a strange noise that probably, and if I just throw a noise out there, sounds something like this. Like that. Three of you hear it. Three of you see a twinkling light that's shifting and changing constantly. Beau, however, that you immediately understand your surroundings. This is just part of what you can do now. You understand that you're very deep underwater. You don't understand what has brought you here, or exactly even where you are. But you do understand that this thing near you is speaking to you, because you can understand what it is saying. And it says, immediately, as soon as you appear, you hear this thing speaking to you, and you look over towards what is nothing more than just a sort of orb almost of light, but really it's not even an orb of light. It's just an essence. It's just light, but it's conscious, and it's fully aware that you're here, and it's speaking to you specifically, Beau, even though everyone can hear it. Only Beau can understand it. And it says,
"Aha! Welcome. I've been waiting for you."
Give me one moment, because Beau's first priority is his companions, his friends. He can see that Aura is struggling, so he, hopefully conjures like some sort of like air bubble for her or something, since he can control water. Is it possible?
you want to create an air bubble around Aura?
Yes.
Let's see if you can do it. Give me an Arcana check.
Oh boy. Oh God, please, please, for the love of gods. Please. Please. 19.
You create an air bubble around Aura. Aura,
Oh God.
you're struggling to breathe immediately. Just, you probably didn't even take a full breath before you got brought into this thing, and so you immediately are just struggling. And as you maybe even understand that you're underwater and get your bearings, suddenly there is an air bubble that's formed around you as Bo pushes the water particles away from the oxygen particles, I guess, in some way, and just creates a bubble of air around you. You take a gasping breath, and it's gone again.
You're in my house now.
The bubble of air is removed. The twinkling light begins to pulse quickly. It says,
Come. Show me what you've got.
Wait, what?
You're here to free me, are you not?
Free you? We want to get out of here.
Oh, you want to get out of here? I've been here for far too long.
Okay, well, I've got a friend here who's drowning. What can I do?
Free me or replace me.
Free you or...
Can I swim back towards them at all?
you're swimming towards the light?
No, I'm swimming towards, I guess I'd be swimming towards Aura, but can I hear Bo? Or is it all like in his...
I think you guys can kind of make out what's going on. All four of you are underwater. You're only about 5-10 feet away from each other. As you kind of make out where each of you are, you can kind of, tread water underwater here.
We know something is speaking to Bo. We just can't understand what is being said, correct?
You can hear noises. You can hear Bo speaking in common back to something, but you don't hear what is being said to him. He's clearly speaking to something. The only thing here is just like a weird bioluminescence that's shifting and changing in colors nearby.
I think as this is going on, I'm gonna immediately spot like Aura and swim to her. And try to start. Do I know which way up? We gotta know which way up is by now, right?
It's so far below.
I don't think
water.
you really do know which way is up, but you can see Bo rights himself, and that's probably about the closest thing you understand to what.
But we do know we're all very deep underwater, right? Or does only Bo know how deep we are?
Well, you can't. I don't think you have any idea where you are. You're just underwater.
All right.
There isn't a clear surface to break through, at least.
I turn to Bo as I get to Aura, and I'm like, we gotta do something.
This thing is talking to me. I can understand it, and it's
How
sorry.
dare you? I am your god.
You're my... Okay, it is my god speaking to me.
You will refer to me as Deep Salacious.
Deep Salacious is talking to me, and he is saying that he must be replaced in order for him to escape, and so that we too can get out of here. I'm panicking because I'm not liking Aura drowning.
What does that mean? Ask him what replace means. Hurry.
Okay. Oh, great one. What does replacing mean?
Replace? Oh.
Yes.
Do you not see? I am the victor of my very own dying order. And you're not here to free me, are you?
Well, I can be now. I mean, I'm here now, right?
Oh, no. Oh, not like this. Fine. Very well. Corruptors of the patterns. Then you will die.
Wait, what?
Everyone roll me initiatives.
Oh.
But
How far away is this light?
From you.
That's correct.
Let's find out. Well, you can measure it yourself on your very own battle map.
Oh.
It's there. This is where you
Alright.
guys are. Aura, you can hold your breath for 1 minute plus your con modifier of minutes.
Okay.
What is your con modifier?
It is 12.
So 1.
Nice.
The
Okay,
other,
pew,
the
pew.
number above the 12.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 1.
Okay,
My
so
bad.
you got 2 minutes.
Okay.
Which
Holy
is
shit.
2 sets of rounds. No, 10, 20 rounds. 20 turns.
20 turns. Okay.
Yeah. The orb of light suddenly produces this bubble around it. From nearby, you can see other orbs appear. It creates a sort of shield around itself.
It's
None of
supposed
you
to be
guys-
a 25. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
rolled first, but we were on a different map.
That's perfectly okay. Oh, I see. Yeah. Alright, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just remove them all. My bad. I should remember, but I never do. So I don't think any of you guys really know what the hell is going on necessarily. But O very much does. Why will you not? Okay, let me just try this again. Yeah. Okay. Please roll 20. Please. Okay. So. Yeah, I don't think you guys know like exactly what is happening, but Bo starts probably panicking and freaking out. Let me roll a couple dice. Oh my god. Okay. And then okay. And then who am I adding? So Ellie got another natural one. What is happening? I think that roll 20 has turned against you now instead of Aura. And then you got a 25, not 28.
Right.
Yeah? It doesn't matter. It's
Yes,
the same.
that's correct.
Okay, which means you go first.
All right. Bo is panicking, right?
He does appear to be probably freaking out, yeah.
I look at Bo. What are you doing or gesturing?
Well, he wants to fight us now. I'm worried about Aura here.
So what are we doing?
There's only one way around this, and we have to fight him.
And without hesitation, then I cast slow on this bubble.
Okay. What does slow do?
You alter time around up to 6 creatures of your choice in a 40-foot cube within range. They must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be affected by the spell for the duration. The speed is halved. It takes a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws, and it cannot use reactions. On its turn, it can either take an action or a bonus action, but not both. Regardless of the creature's abilities or magical items, it cannot make more than 1 melee or ranged attack during its turn. Wow. If the creature attempts to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, you must roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, the spell does not take effect until the creature's next turn, and the creature must use its action on that turn to complete the spell. If it cannot, the spell is wasted. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so the 6 creatures of your choice are presumably the
Oh, yes.
orbs
All those
around
fuckers.
here. Well,
That's right.
sucks to be you. None of them are creatures.
Oh. All right then.
The spell goes off. You see it hit this weird bubble that's sitting around this essence of light, and you see it absorbed by the bubble. It doesn't seem to affect the creature on the inside, who says,
Oh, such weak magic.
I will use a sorcery point, and I will cast Mind Spike on it then. The main one.
For the record,
in the
whenever
middle.
it speaks, only Bo can understand.
All right.
Just so you
All
know.
I know is my spell didn't go off.
Yeah,
I'd
you
still
can
like
tell.
to attack it.
Yep. You're doing Mind Spike on the thing?
That's right.
Okay.
Which I believe is Wisdom saving throw. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. So this isn't a creature?
The things around it are not.
But the thing is.
The thing on the inside is, yes.
So did the spell affect the thing on the inside?
The spell
The
didn't
middle
reach
dude?
the thing on the inside.
All right. Okay, I would like to still cast that. Okay, I'm just making sure that I'm not wasting all my spells if these aren't creatures.
Yep.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. 17.
The spell goes out. Doesn't reach the creature on the inside of this bubble.
Wonderful.
Ooh. Wow. So, you don't have magic?
It's speaking to you, Bo. It has
Yeah,
no
what?
interest in these other people around you.
I don't like that I don't like that tone of yours.
Very well.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes. Although I will say my magic is not working here. Oh, can you do something about that bubble?
Oh, I will try. I'm gonna burst his bubble.
You guys can swim half of your movement, basically. So whatever your movement is, just act as if it's halved. Whatever the half of that is what your movement is right now. All right, Bo.
All right. Okay, look, pal. I was gonna try and be nice, but I don't like the way you're treating my friends. So I without saying a word, I take my hands and form them in a way like I am squeezing the bubble. I'm controlling the elements.
Nice. Let's see here. So the spell can control all water and can be used offensively. Another great ways you can choose yours to reshape. No more than 1 square foot of ice. So that's only really, it's less than one of these squares that you can control. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Well, seeing as I can't do it, then I will then just poke it.
All right. Let's see then. So you need to roll a. You need to roll a charisma. Just roll me a flat charisma roll. Click the word charisma on the left.
8. Oh no.
8. You try and form the water in such a way that it pokes into this huge bubble that's around this thing. You see it do that. You also see it kind of push at this bubble. It kind of makes a very small kind of indentation. The light on the inside of this thing kind of shifts and changes. It is essentially just a small light that's conscious, that's shifting and changing all of these different colors. It shifts and changes colors very quickly, watching what you're doing, and says,
Oh. Well, are you one of the sea elves?
Sea elf? I don't even know what that is.
give me a history check.
And before I actually do well on this roll, and no, 8.
Eight. You're not too sure, but you're pretty confident there's no such thing as sea elves.
Well, yeah, no, there's no such thing as that, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Ooh. Well, no matter. I am your god now, and I will show you the true power of the water around you.
And you want to do anything else?
Well, I want to attempt to make an air bubble once again for Aura so she can get at least a little bit more air.
You're trying to do control elements again, though, which is the bonus cantrip here. You only have an action left.
Dang. Okay. Yeah, no, then I guess that would be it.
No action?
You know what? I'm gonna move a little closer to it then. Just a bit.
Okay. Deep Salacious. Which, by the way, is going to annoy so many people that he's called Deep Salacious. And if you know why, then you're a nerd. Okay. He's going to do some crazy shit. Okay. Let's see. He's obsessed with Bo. So. Bo. I guess I'll just roll. Wow. Does a 27 beat your AC?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Wow. As you get close to this thing, the water around you begins to swirl like crazy. You can sense that this creature is affecting the water in such a way that is the same as you, but he is so much more powerful than you could imagine. You're Master Roshi, and he is Majin Buu, you know, like that kind of thing. Like, it's just ridiculous. And he starts to affect the water around you. His colors begin to shift and change inside the thing, and then you see it shifting and changing the color of the water around you as well. The water transforms from water into light and then burns you for 16 radiant damage. Give me
Yikes.
a wisdom saving throw as well.
Ow, 9.
9. That's a fail. You become stunned. Now, stunned specifically means that because it's got some interesting words. Stunned sucks. A stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, can speak only falteringly. The creature automatically fails strength and dex saving throws, and attacks against you have advantage. Which sucks, because the next attack is coming now with advantage. Does a 16 beat your AC?
Oh yeah, it does.
You're still being burned by the light for another 33 damage. How much HP do you have left?
I have 3.
3?
I have 3 HP left.
What is your maximum HP? I think you're good.
46.
So you pass out. I think for the rest of you, you see Bo swim forward. He gets close to this thing and then suddenly starts looking left and right, and the water starts to shift and change, and then there's just blinding light around him for a few seconds, and then as it dims down, he's just kind of floating, unconscious, floating in place. And the creature just continues to sing this really odd sound. It says something, but nobody can interpret what it's saying. So, let's see here. I think actually, no, that's the end. That brings us to you, Aura. Are you keeping track of the amount of turns? I guess we can work it out.
You said 20 turns,
That's
and I
right.
haven't taken a turn yet.
No, 20 turns, everyone. Every turn.
So it's only been 3.
Right.
Oh, 20 turns in total, not just mine.
I think, wait, hang on. No, I'm being stupid. You have
20 rounds, right?
Yeah, you have 2 minutes, right? That's what it was?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So each round is 6 seconds. So who can do that math? This is the fucking spider web all over again. 20 turns. I think I am right.
Yes.
I
You're
was right
right.
the first
It's
time.
20 turns.
It is 20
Okay.
turns. Right, so yeah.
But that's rounds. It's 10
Right.
rounds is 1 minute.
Yeah.
Right. So the whole round. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but for now, you're holding your breath.
Yeah, I'm very much wide-eyed, just like slowly turning more and more blue. My lips are turning blue. Are we close to the bottom of this? There's like sand and stuff underneath this coral, maybe stuff like that.
No, there's nothing but water around you. Looks like deep ocean.
And can I want to use spike growth to surround this bubble.
Let's see
I'm
what.
I'll put it in the chat. I don't know if I can do it, but I would really like to.
Yeah, no, you need ground for it. For sure.
Well, what I'm going to do then is, as I'm frantically trying to cast this spell, I'm realizing I don't have what I need and I'm disoriented because I'm drowning. And I'm going to do Pass Without a Trace instead, with the hope that I look over at Bo and my eyes are starting to roll back, but I am trying to convey to him, hey, maybe if we hide, you can help me breathe again, but I can't say those things. So I'm
Oh,
just
it
like
looks like
frantically
a
looking.
Oh, is
frazzled
also
mess.
uncautious.
I don't think he's
Yeah.
unconscious though, are you?
Oh, all right. I
You
thought
are?
you said he passed
How much
out.
HP do you have?
3.
Oh, you're not unconscious, you're just stunned.
Oh, all right.
And I see that that has happened to Bo as well, so I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace over all of us.
Okay. Let's see. This is
Chat.
Pass Without Trace. Veil of Shadows and Silence radiates from you, masking you from detection. You've already been
nice.
detected, by the way. It doesn't make you invisible. They have a +10 to stealth if you want to try and use your action to stealth on your turn, to hide,
Man,
is what it does. It doesn't cast
Okay.
invisibility, which will be slightly different. Pass Without
Again,
Trace
in
is
my-
really good for like, oh, we're sneaking into the castle and we have to get past the guards, but if the guards have already seen you, you can get the Pass Without Trace, which gives you the +10 to hiding on your turn, but right now it wouldn't make you hidden necessarily. You'd have to actively
Okay.
hide.
and what I'm noticing is in my disorientation of drowning, that all these spells I'm thinking of are not working the way that I would want them to. So I'm going to use it to move over. I'm going to swim over to Bo with great effort, and I'm going to do Cure Wounds on Bo and just touch Bo.
Okay. Give me the roll.
Okay. I did level 1. Should I have changed that level?
Are you casting it at first level?
No, it would be level 2.
Then just roll it again
Okay.
and mark off level 2 spell slot.
Okay.
So how does this look underwater, by the way? Because this is going to be a weird one.
I feel like as I'm struggling to get over, I know I just need to touch Bo, and as I do, you just see like little bubbles start rippling off my hand and just starting to go towards the surface, and as I touch Bo, it's like a shockwave underwater as soon as I make contact with his skin,
Yeah.
and then the bubbles just quickly dissipate.
And you heal him for 10 HP. Oh, so you regain 10 HP. He doesn't look like he can move or anything. He just looks completely frazzled, and he's not even moving his arms and legs.
Yeah,
or anything like that.
I'm stunned, but
Right.
I try and smile, but it's looking all awkward, so it's...
Right, yeah. Like one side of his lip curls up a little bit. Probably looks like a snarl as he tries. And is that the end of your turn there? Still have a bonus action. And then
You have me, darling.
Okay, sorry, couldn't tell if I was muted. So those little bubbles Was I muted? Doesn't matter.
You were.
Those little bubbles. Do they look like little enemies, or do they look like little bubbles from like Banjo-Kazooie that I could swim inside and get air, or in Mario?
They do not look like air bubbles from Mario, but they do look like bubbles. They look like little versions
like
of the
Sonic, where you
They look more like
underwater.
the bubbles from Sonic.
Right?
But,
Okay.
but not like. I mean, you could potentially try and poke your head in there and see what happens, but they look more like the bubble that's around the light, just smaller ones around where he is.
Okay. Well, I'm desperate, and so I'm gonna swim over. Can I still use my movement?
Remember, you have half movement. I think you started here, so I think you're
Okay.
done. I think
Then
you
you know
only
what?
have
I'm
a
gonna
bonus action.
Yeah, all the things I want to do, I can't do. So I'm just gonna stay by Bo because I know Bo can control water, and he's stunned right now. So I think the best thing for me to do is just stay here.
Okay. All right. Other three. That aren't Bo. Bo's little bubbles. Give me dexterity saving throws. If your name ain't Bo.
Oh boy.
$22. 21.
Sorry, one moment.
22. You see the three of you, these three little bubbles crackle with energy, and then each of them sends out a little spark of what looks like maybe electricity. It runs through the water, but it kind of moves out away from it and then homes in on each of you respectively. As you guys see these things coming from you, you kind of maybe dodge out of the way, and as they move past you, they crackle out. It's almost like each one of them fired a little electric current at you, but none of you were hit. You all managed to avoid the strange little crackles of electricity that are coming from these three little bubbles around where this larger bubble is and the thing inside of it. Bringing us to Ellie's turn.
Well, I know they're hostile now. Well, I can't heal. I can't really do anything but deal damage. So as these bubbles shoot at us, I think you see. Yeah, I think you see a faint light start to glow in Ellie's hands. And it's a purple glow. And she'd look up at the two that are on either side of this giant bubble, the two little bubbles, and two beams would shoot out of her hands at each one.
Magical beams?
Yes.
Okay.
And let's see. Gotta do the rolls right.
Yeah, actually, you know what's probably not going to work? Is
it's
that
not?
roll. Because it never works. I mean, you can try if you want, or you can just roll a d20 plus 6. Each one.
22 and 19.
22 and 19. Okay. Now, what is the damage?
It would be a 1d10 force damage.
Then roll me a d10 for each of these beams.
It would be 3 and 6.
3 and 6. So this is fucking crazy, by the way, for the rest of you who have
We've never seen this
her
before,
cast magic before. But she suddenly pulls some energy in and then fires these two beams. Do they have a color?
Purple.
Purple.
Purple?
Yeah.
You fire them towards these two bubbles. So which is the 3 and which is the 6?
Green will be 3 and yellow will be 6.
You see the yellow one burst. There's a crackle of energy, but mostly it just looks like a bubble bursting underwater, and then it is gone. The other one is hit by it, and you see it kind of hit the orb, the sphere bubble, but it doesn't burst it. Yeah. Anything else?
Well, I would hope that'd be obvious that she just burst one of the bubbles, so that way we would know to aim at them. But Ellie would yell out to Sunna, "There's one back there, and then that one. We have 2 left of these small ones. I think we should take them out."
I nod.
And then can I stealth? Because it is the deep ocean.
How are you gonna try and stealth?
I'm gonna try and get away, kind of get away from these a little more. And I guess I can only go 15 feet, right? Right there.
Right.
So move and then just go back, get further away so that way I have distance and then more ocean between us so it's darker, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then go into stealth.
Strange singing of this thing continues, but you don't know what the hell it's saying. It's just this thing is just singing oddly. You kind of just swim away and attempt to hide from it. And it brings us to Sunna.
All right. These secondary bubbles that Ellie has told me to attack, there's nothing inside them? They just look like bubbles?
Yep.
All right. All right, I am going to, let's see here. How far away is this? Oh, perfect. All right, I'm going to then, we see Sunna do place her hands in front of her, and I have 2 of my staffs again, my walking sticks, and I cast Firebolt, and I twin the spell to hit both of them on either side of this big guy in the middle here.
All right.
Hopefully.
Attack rolls.
Well, it's just one. It just hits them both.
Oh, it's the same for both?
Yes.
All right, yeah, give me the damage. Same damage on both?
I believe so.
Nice, yeah. These 2 firebolts launch outwards, being kept alive underwater by their arcane source. They fire outwards. They launch around this larger bubble, and they strike the 2 smaller bubbles, bursting both of them. You see them in the same way. They're hit by this flame, and then they burst. And at the exact same time as they burst, the larger bubble around the essence, the light that's been speaking or singing or whatever you want to think it was happening, bursts as well. The thing continues to sing and speak in a way, but only really Bo can understand it, as the thing says,
"Okay, now we can really swim."
As the thing starts to move around a little more, the light essence shifting and changing colors in the center of or in front of where you guys are. It glows a little brighter as well. It illuminates the area a little more for you as soon as this bubble bursts. And is that the end of your turn?
No, actually. I'm going to... Let me just double check that this one is also a bonus action. Yes. I'm going to accelerate Bo as a bonus action. My chronomancy.
Okay. What does that do?
You now have 2 actions on your next turn, Bo.
I feel that sense of the spell that Sunna has casted me, and I'm still stunned, so I can't really move to turn around and say, thank you, but
You are still stunned.
oh, yeah, I awkwardly smile because it feels good.
Yeah. You remain stunned, but at the end of this turn, you won't be stunned anymore. The light shifts and changes. I think with Bo stunned, let's see. Yeah, it vanishes. There's a moment of darkness before there is a moment of lightness in front of where you guys are, Sunna and Ellie. This thing just vanishes. Bo, again, you understand that this thing is just manipulating the water in absurd ways. The way that it can almost will the water around it to do whatever it determines it wants to be able to do. It's kind of like it created an opening in the water for itself to be able to travel through in like a portal kind of way. It's just able to move anywhere in the water, and like anywhere. It could go literally as far as it wanted to go in a split second. It does that. It appears next to Sunna and Ellie, and it's again extremely bright as it appears. And let's see. First of all, I'm gonna roll. Nice. Then oh, actually, I guess this will probably fucking hit everyone. Everyone give me dex saves again. Sunna and Ellie, this thing is right next to you, and it's very bright, and it's shifting and changing colors. And now that it's this close to you, you can see that it's like tiny. It's like an LED sized creature is what you can see. It's just a light, and around it is just so much changing light, and it's not a ball necessarily. It's just this kind of essence of light, and it's shifting and changing. But now that it's this close, you can actually see that the light being produced, that is about probably about 10 feet across, worth of you know what, I guess kind of like hard light. The actual essence of light is being produced by a very tiny little thing. And let's see if you guys, what is the save? 15. So fail, make. So Ellie and Bo will fail. Let's see here. Both of you roll me a d8. Oh wait, no, everyone roll me a d8, sorry.
Even though I got an 18?
Yeah, you still get hit, you just take half damage.
Okay.
Plus 10. Ooh,
Okay.
would have been lovely.
Plus 10 would have been very lovely. Although that's only to stealth, I think, not to dex saves. So.
It did say dex saves, actually.
Oh, it does? Okay, well.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you. Or Ellie. Orange. You are struck by an orange light. This thing just lets out a burst of varying different colors. There's a beam of light that just launches straight at you and hits you. You are struck by... oh, hang on. Hello? Ooh, there we go. 39 acid damage. This thing hits you and bursts. It's like the water around you it turns to acid pretty much, and it burns at your skin. It hurts. Let's see who's next. Bo. Oh, Bo, you get hit by the same thing, but you're resistant to water damage, I think. So you are hit by the same thing. An orange beam launches towards you. You're resistant to water damage, or am I crazy? Because you are a water elemental.
Double check.
I can't remember if you've got resistance to water or not. No, you just deal more damage. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not resistant to it.
It's I was thinking of the Ice Master. Couldn't remember if you got... Okay, no, so you get hit by 26 of this. It's the same thing. This light hits you and it's just creating acid. As soon as this light strikes you, the water that's directly around where you are becomes very acidic in nature and burns at you before being washed into the salt water that's around you. Sunna, same thing, except you only take half because you mostly avoid the incoming damage. 34, so you only take probably 8. I don't know what half of 34 is.
17.
17, I do really. I was just, okay. 17, same thing, hits you, it burns at your skin. Aura, you, when this red beam launches out towards you, it hits you and ignites into this magical flame before being doused by the water again. And you take half of 40, 20 damage. Just these beams of light, it flashes lights and these beams of light launch out from it, each of them hitting you. Each of you, some of you managing to shield yourselves from some of it or swim a little bit out of the way before each of these beams of light hit you and then explode into color and acid and the thing sings at you more, and no one now, because Bo is unconscious, can interpret what is happening. You can hear this tiny thing is making noise.
I'm resistant to fire damage.
Yes. Oh, okay. So you take 10.
Okay.
Yeah, you can half it again.
So, oh, sorry. That's all. I'll wait till my turn.
What?
Well, it's not my turn yet. I said I'll wait till it's my turn.
Oh, okay. What about? Well, it is your turn actually. But PB, you wanted to say something as well? Or?
What?
Were you saying something?
Me?
Oh, was that you? All right. No, I don't know what's happening. Go on, carry on.
No.
KPP.
No.
I've never used this spell before, and I'm hoping that this will work.
Okay.
I can't even say it.
Thaumaturgy?
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy?
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy. See, I've never used it before. I'm reading through it. Brad, can I use this to make gills on myself?
Almost definitely not. Let's have a look.
Please.
Manifest a minor wonder. You create one of the following effects: voice booming, flames to flicker, harmless tremors, instantaneous sound. You can unlock a door. You can alter the appearance of your eyes. And no, you can't make ills out of this. That would be great. There's probably spells that do stuff like that, but most cantrips aren't that strong. No, this is it is not
It
quite
was worth a shot, okay?
Yeah, it was worth a shot. You're more than welcome to question these things. Also, you guys are kind of like jailbroken characters as well, so you might have things that you can do that you've gained, your chronomancy and all that's kind of homebrew stuff, so feel free to
I cry out for Bo.
But the answer is
Bo
no.
is down, right?
Bo is down, yeah. Bo is on death saves.
Death saves.
KO.
Yeah. I'm literally right next to Bo. And as I'm frantically trying to see if I can make gills for myself, I see that Bo is knocked unconscious, and I'm going to cure wounds again on Bo.
Okay.
So I'm going to touch him. My hand bubbles. Oh, sorry, I gotta do it twice again.
7 healing. Bo, you are hit by this acid. You're turned over, and then you wake back up again, kinda as Aura, who's holding her breath next to you, finishes casting this spell. You also hear the back end of whatever this thing is singing as it says,
Must be weaker with every cycle.
and you are healed and brought back from the brink of death by Aura. And
I turn to her and I nod.
My eyes are just wildly panicked, and I just kind of nod back.
you still have a bonus action or a move.
So, because we just leveled up, I can do an attack, right?
Oh god, how does extra attack? No, I think you have to do an attack and then you get 2 of them. It doesn't give you 2 actions, it gives you 2
Okay.
attacks, right? So you have to take the attack action with your action on your main turn. And then you can do it twice. So you can't do a spell and then an attack. I used to know the rules, I promise.
I'm going to use Surge. And I'm using it on Bo. And I look over at Sunna and Ellie, and I see that Ellie seems a little less.
Oh, Ellie's almost down.
Yeah. So I'm between the two of them. I frantically pick Ellie, and I cast Surge on both of them.
Okay. Give me the thing. What it does exactly.
Oh.
You should just be able to click the speech bubble.
Yeah, I did.
As an action, you can use this to repel the fate to certain allies. Up to 2 target friendly creatures take 1d6 less damage until the start of your next turn. So if you get hit by damage, you can roll a d6 and remove that. It's a bit like Bo's Bardic Inspiration. So remember that. So I will forget. And you want to move on your turn?
I cast this spell, and I imagine it's like bubble rings that kind of shoot towards both of them and then explodes on them. And I look over at Bo, and I look around, and I don't think there's anywhere I need to be. And since Bo's been hurt so much, I don't want to leave him, so I'm staying right here.
Okay. Brings us to Ellie. Your turn.
Well, I'm hurting, and I think that I would make this my target. And obviously, Ellie's pretty pissed off. And so as she brings her dagger out, I would cast Hexblade's Curse on Salacious, whatever his name is.
No one knows how to say it. Even him.
And then, so do I have to cast that, or do I just pick the target? How does that work?
You just pick a target, and I'm changing his name to Salacious.
Salacious.
That's how his name works. You guys, he's from a very, very, very different time to what you guys are from. That's how it works. Okay, so you just, well, I do not to be quicker as if I open your sheet myself and double check. But if memory serves, you just pick someone.
Yeah, right here it says, oh no, it says as a bonus. Oh, it's not a creature though. I can't do it, right?
No, it is a creature. The bubble that was protecting it made it impervious to any harm until you destroyed the other 3 bubbles. Those weren't creatures.
Okay, it's a bonus action though. As a bonus action, choose a creature you see within 30 feet of you. The target is cursed for 1 minute, and the curse ends if the target dies or I die.
Yep. And yeah. So you get all the bonus stuff to it. So it just becomes your cursed target. Okay.
And then I'm gonna take out my dagger, and I'm going to use Booming Blade. No, not my dagger. My other thing. The how do you say it?
Sword, right?
My Chokuto. My new sword. Let me see.
Ninja sword.
Where is it? There it is.
Welcome to level 5, everybody, where every turn is a little more like, oh wait, so I can do this now, and this is a new thing, and what does this spell do?
It would be a 12, I think. Wait, what's the proficiency bonus?
So let's see here. So you make an attack with the Chokuto. It's just that you have an extra thing. Okay, well, great. I can't see what it says. So I guess I'm going to go into your spells here. So you just make a melee attack, and so you just have to hit.
Yeah.
Basically, just get additional stuff to when you hit with this weapon.
The Hexblade gives me plus my proficiency bonus, I think, against it.
Right, yeah.
But it would only be a 13.
Okay. So you still miss. But,
Okay.
I think probably Ellie, you just see her like bring this thing out and it slices through the air. I think you hit you hit all the light, but you don't hit the little LED that's producing the light.
Yeah.
You just, and you miss, and it continues to sing kind of strangely. Bo, you can hear it. It's almost quizzically questioning, not even you anymore. It's not speaking to you, but it's kind of just speaking to itself as it's analyzing and watching everybody. It says,
Oh, of course. Yes, you can use metal. Metal to hit with. Oh, how rudimentary. Wow.
it turns back to you, Bo, and says,
So you aren't ready. Huh.
What do you mean I'm not ready? I didn't ask to come here.
None of you are ready. Oh well, another failure.
Failure?
Bo, what's it saying? What do you mean, failure?
He's saying none of us are ready, that I'm not ready, and that we failed.
Make a deal with it.
No, we haven't failed.
You said something about release earlier. Why don't you make a deal, if you can?
He mentioned something about replacement, yes.
Replacement.
I'll see if he will listen to me.
I think I would just stay here, honestly.
okay. Sunna?
Well, I'm going to try to attack it, I guess. So did I see Ellie not do much?
I think you saw me miss completely.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you assume, I don't know why you wouldn't have been able to see pretty much
All right.
what was happening, yeah.
Well, it's very bright, so I wasn't sure.
Right,
if
it's not
I
like
can see it or not.
blinding, it's just like a light near you. You're not
All right.
blinded by it necessarily.
All right, then I will absolutely do Mind Spike again. Yes, that's right. That's at level 3.
How do you cast this? What happens when you do this? What are you thinking, or what are you trying to project and stuff, or what is it from your end?
It's like a shadowy crown of thorns that slowly shrink. Maybe I can see them, maybe everyone can see them. I hadn't really thought about it, but I can definitely see it. And it just shrinks into their mind until it's piercing the inside, their brain.
Give me an Arcana check.
All right. Does not have a mind. 6.
6. But for some reason, Mind Spike is just not working. You cast it at the thing. No effect.
All right.
You're aware it has no effect for some reason.
Shit. All right, I guess I will use a point to do no, I feel like that's a waste. I won't. That's it. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, well, my first instinct is to heal Ellie, seeing that she's badly wounded. I cast a healing word, so I call out "Bada boom," and there's like this rush of water, warm water heading towards Ellie, and it kind of like swirls her around in a good way, not in a very dizzying way. And hopefully she doesn't perceive that as something else. I didn't pee in the water. It's just, Yeah?
Just leave that part out. I appreciate it, though.
I probably shouldn't have mentioned that.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay, all right. Anyway, okay, so that's my first move. I'm so pissed off at this guy at this point. I will attempt to try and talk to him one more time before I unleash my wrath.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, what do you say?
Okay. All right. Look, God. Okay. You mentioned something about a replacement, something about me not being ready. If I'm not ready, then why am I here? Why are we here?
You were chosen. I picked you myself.
Oh, okay. So you picked me?
Sure.
Well,
Don't you remember? We've already met.
I certainly don't remember meeting you before, Salacious.
What is, who is, how did you, I don't remember.
Wait, you don't even remember?
No.
Is this a game to you?
I don't know.
Okay, look, how can we work this out? I have a friend who is drowning and dying.
What is drowning?
Oh, well, she has said a lot. I do too. I don't know how I'm breathing in the water, but we breathe air on the surface. So we can't. We don't have gills.
Why would you go up there?
Because we live up there.
But it's poison.
It's not poison. I mean, sure, it's well, the weather ain't so hot at the moment, but you know, that's home for us. We live there. We were born there. We will die there.
I expected more from you.
You know what? As a god, I kind of expected more from you too.
I am your god. They told me to pick one. I picked the strongest one. You are the strongest that they have to offer? You?
Well, if you are my god, then why are you whooping my ass? Wouldn't you want me to... I don't know. Why are you hurting my friends?
You're supposed to free me.
Well, I want to free you, but I just don't know how.
Come back again another day.
No. We're here today. This ends now. So I then cast acid rain on this mofo because I'm pissed off.
If that even works underwater.
I don't even
I guess
think
yeah.
so.
You know what? You can do whatever you want to do. You're an elementalist. You can do what he's doing. Acid rain falls within the area, singeing organic matter and releasing a burning smell. As an action, you cast this rain in the radius. All creatures that fail their DC 15 con save have disadvantage to maintain concentration spells and can't move around pretty much. Okay. Let's see what his con is. Oh, you know what? Here comes the save. Oh, wait. No, let's get a bonus. 20.
That's us as well, right?
Yeah.
I imagine it would depend on where you cast it. Like,
No, are you serious?
You can say that you cast it like over here, right?
yeah.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I will cast it over there. I don't want to cast it over my friends. Jeez.
The acid rain appears and begins to affect the area. The colors stop changing for a second, and then they begin to change again, and the thing says,
Seriously? This is really the best you've got?
Well, it's not, but you know, I'm trying. I don't understand what I have to prove to you. That's my question.
Well, I don't understand what you have to prove to me. I just know you have to prove it.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt at controlling the elements once more on this guy.
what are you doing to him?
Like, I guess if I can just calm his spirit, his being, that I am no enemy, that I'm stumped. I'm trying with all my might.
Give me a persuasion check. And I'm
Oh,
only
boy.
allowing this for one reason that you can ask me later on.
Oh boy. Okay.
Natural 1.
Oh God.
He says, oh
dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm gonna be trapped here for another cycle.
and all of you are forcibly ejected and returned through the doorway. You're sent out of the door. There is a crash as each of you strike the stone as you are. It's like you've all been pushed out of an actual doorway. A rush of water, salt water, pulls out as each of you are thrown out of this doorway, and you see it close, boom, in front of you. The water rushes down across where Bo's glyph is, the green rune, and it turns red. And that is where we end today's session.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you can hear my hamster in the background, by the way, and I'm sorry if you can.
Oh, we absolutely can.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
You want to see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I need to see cute things right now.
You have failed this one thing, so I will
Oh
reward
god, I did. I feel so bad.
It's all right. We can come back another day, Bo. Oh my. Oh. Oh.
Hello,
Oh, so cute.
this is Mr. Bibimbap, and it's a girl.
Mr. Bibimbap.
So.
There she is.
So cute. Looks so soft.
You're so noisy. Can you shut up?
She's so precious.
Okay. Well, you tried. You tried, guys. And what's behind door number 1? Failure. But what's behind door number 2? Find out next time.
After a
on,
nap.
After a nap. And we'll see what you guys do. Interested to see what people think in the Discord about what's exactly going on here. It's a very weird episode, I know.
I have a theory.
Things get very wobbly from this point
Wibbly
onwards.
wobbly.
I planned a lot of this campaign like up to last week and the first half of this week's episode, but didn't know really how to truly plan the next bunch of it. I was just like, we'll see how this goes, and all of the questions and things had repercussions, and yeah, well, here we are. So you did it. You made it through the 8th gate. And you encountered this Deep Salashashka. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens next time. Let's do a round of shoutouts, and then everybody can come and see where to find you in the week. We'll start with the man himself. Bo. Where can people find you in the week?
Hi, I'm DisBRX, who played Bobo for you today, who failed miserably. You can find me here at twitch.tv at DisBRX. I play a bunch of variety games, scary games. I'm currently playing Last Oasis, which has been a lot of fun. So yeah, if you like survivor type games and stuff, yeah.
It's the nomadic one, right?
Yeah, it's like Mad Max type vibes. It's
Oh
super
my
cool.
God.
Yeah. So if you like those sort of things, come hang out. Thanks for all the fun today, guys.
All right. Yeah. Well, you played the game. What about KPP? How are you doing? Did you think you was gonna drown?
Yeah, and then everyone in chat made me feel better because I was like, I'm gonna die today, and
Yeah.
then I didn't die today, so I feel pretty good about
I
that.
also wondered how this was gonna go, because I was like, oh, you'll get your con back that you lost at this point.
Yeah.
Which will give you like a whole other minute.
Yeah,
Right.
it worked out. It did. because it was at 0 before you gave me that back. So I
Right, so you'd just have 1 minute, which is still a
I just
ridiculous
wish-
amount of time.
yeah, I just wish I could have had gills. I was really proud of that, and then I just couldn't do it. So
Sorry. Them's the
Okay.
rules.
I
See,
know.
one day them rules are going to save you, though. You know?
Mhm.
If I stick to them now, one day you'll be like, but Brad, the rule says this. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, you're still alive. And then
Okay.
that's why I do it that way. Like, well, them's the rule. I want you to have gills as well, because it'd be cool if you're like,
And then I could just be alive forever
and
underwater.
literally transform into Kevin Costner.
That's the dream. I mean, really. So
No one's old enough to know what the hell I'm talking about.
I
Well,
know.
We do. Yeah.
No, I know you two do, because you're
Oh, okay.
old
We're
as
old,
balls
yeah.
like me. But
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Good.
Bisbee, 17.
I'm Katie Peters Plays. You can come hang out on my channel. Sound off if you've seen Waterworld. Let us know.
I dressed up as Enora or Enola, whatever her fucking name was, for 2 years in a row for Halloween. I
I'm
love
proud of you.
Okay, then.
Yep. Hey, man. It was fucking awesome.
So
Yep.
Right.
yeah, come
You
talk
thought
to
that.
me.
That's fair. That, you know.
Yeah. I was a kid when it came out. It was
Yeah.
good.
Let her have that.
Yeah. Fuck off, Brad.
No, that's completely fair.
Come to my channel and talk about Waterworld with me. And
I
yeah,
hope everyone
As a-
does as well.
I hope they do too. Let's have an intelligent conversation about Waterworld and what that would be like if that actually happened.
Yeah.
www.twitch.tv/Katie Peters Plays.
Waterworld.
Waterworld.
/Waterworld. What about you, Pocket? There's no idea what Waterworld is.
Nope. Sorry.
Upset that we're even.
Really?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay.
Pocket's also only 17.
What is it?
It's a movie with Kevin Costner that came out in the 40s. I have no idea. It was so old.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, I thought it was another role play.
No. It's a
I really
Kevin
had no
Costner
idea.
movie where he has gills and the whole world is covered in
Oh.
water.
I've seen the
Water.
mermaid movie with Tom Hanks.
That's the one. It's the same movie.
Flash?
Yeah.
Oh,
They just changed the
no.
name
Stop
for
it.
Europe.
Wow.
No.
Okay. Of course I believe you. I'm Pocket. I'm your friendly neighborhood elf, lifeless elf,
Mm.
who has magic fingers now, and yeah, can't hit with her weapons anymore. So that's good.
So many natural ones. Roll
I
like
don't
7
know.
dice, like now, and we'll see. Just roll like 7 attack rolls or something.
Which okay.
Just any dex based.
I don't think that last one was a natural one though. It was just a natural shit.
You
There's
gotta
one.
get rid of it in
Oh,
time for
I
next-
would have
there you
hit
go.
him maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, you're
I
fine.
might have
You're
hit him
back.
again.
You made it back. There you
Oh,
are.
I definitely hit him now. Wait, here comes the one. Oh,
No, but you would have missed. Yeah,
does
no,
that
you're
work?
good. Yeah, it does. It does. So,
Oh, okay.
you can cast Eldritch Blast. Apparently.
Oops. Spoilers.
No,
I
I
think-
already cast it.
Yeah, she cast
Just
2
a,
Eldritch
jo-
Blasts.
just a joke.
She did
Oh, fuck's
did
sake.
some Hexblade moves. There's I have a I didn't know when this was necessarily going to happen, but I have a special outro for today's episode.
Really?
Yeah. Remember when Ellie didn't come to the bar and went off at night and came back dressed to the nines? She didn't just arm herself up with ninja supplies. So stick around for a special boy at the end, and make sure you go and follow Pocket. Did you finish your shout out? Do you want to say anything else?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I was pretty excited to reveal that today, honestly, because I
Yeah.
was like, "Ooh, I have so many plans now."
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, last but not least, Pumpkin Berry.
Yes, that's my name.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Is your name online? on
How
it?
long have we been friends? All right. I was expecting a never, but that works too. Silence is good. Yes. Hi, I'm PB. You can find me at Twitch and Twitter at Pumpkinberry. I've been playing through Final Fantasy Tactics, but I am also here a couple of other times per week. I'm here on Friday for our new horror show, GM'd by Whack, and I'm here on Wednesdays, GMing Gone, which KPP is in and Brad is also in.
Mm.
It's our surreal thriller about memories and identity, and you should totally
Memories and drowning.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
messaged you this morning saying that so much of today's stuff is going to seem like I'm doing some gone stuff
Yeah,
on
but
purpose.
I think we wrote it at the same time. When did you write this? I was
Well,
thinking that
I-
after you told me that.
I waited whenever you handed me your character. Was when
Did you both just watch Waterworld last week and then
No.
decide to?
Oh right, the underwater stuff was a little after. Well, no, it was a.
I think it was before Christmas, probably,
was-
right?
Oh, way before Christmas. Yeah, it was like August.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably like July, August. July, August was when I wrote most of this.
It's a simulation.
Yeah, the water
Yep.
stuff is obviously linked to Bo. Bo was so Bo. You remember when you were summoned up by a column of water at the beginning?
Uh-huh.
That was when you met
Oh.
Deep Salacious. That was who chose and brought you here.
I bet he's not happy with that anymore.
He found the
Well, he might
strongest
be.
watermancer in the world, and then you came through the door. No, it was
We would have won.
yeah.
No,
Well,
I
you get
could've
round
won.
2 now, maybe, depending on what you do. Actually, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll just not go through the door again and just let. Who knows? Find out next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a wonderful episode with whatever the hell. I don't know. It was a weird one, but
It was amazing.
we're on now, and you're kind of in the you're in the third of 3 acts of this whole campaign. Well, it doesn't mean that you've got like 2 episodes left. It's been.
I know what your
this is like-
final you're in the end game means.
I didn't say you're
I
in the
know
end
what your
game. I
act
said you're in the
three-
3rd act, which is a bad way to describe things because it sounds like there's more acts. But there's I feel like the first part was the initial race and stuff, and going to the Dread Dust Dungeon and everything, and then the second part was kind of discovering the truth and then discovering yourselves, and now that you have been through, and now it's just on to kill God. Huh?
Never mind. I was
Oh.
going to say something, but it's my theory, and I'd like to shut up.
All right, we're gonna do a big theory crafting thing one day. So thanks for watching.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and
Join our Discord. Follow
the
Brad
hamster in
because
a
he is
ball.
also playing through things, and he didn't ever shout himself out. He's terrible.
I deleted my
We'll
channel.
follow him
today.
as well.
No,
Yeah.
make sure you check him out too, guys.
All right. Well, don't forget to turn on the stream, players, because there is now a special outro. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll make sure you go and follow all these people. Peace out. Bye.
Bye bye.
Death has always given you access to what lies deeper within the shadows that you have always known. There are many creatures that lie within the shadows. Fewer who can control them. Fewer still who rule over them. Perhaps one day you can join the ranks of one that possesses such a title as Ruler of Shadows. But until then, I can lend you a little of my unmeasured power. You will need it on your journey, for without my power it is certain you will falter. You will fail. Your life has led you to this moment, my child. You have trained in the shadows, but by chance, by luck, by fate, you find yourself between life and death. It is in this place that you can excel. It is in this place that you will become greater than you can know. I wish only to be by your side when you sit the throne. Allow me to guide you.
I thought that being lifeless was a curse, but I'm starting to realize that it is a gift. I will not fail, with or without you, and I will do what it takes to ensure my rightful place in this world. But with your aid, that may come sooner than later. So I accept your offer, and with you by my side, will call upon your powers. The throne shall be ours.